Alright guys, today I'm going to be doing a video about how to deal with the siege boss when it's that hour. So that you can try and, get some hits in so that whenever it dies you get those points. So I'm going to show you a deck, and I'm going to assume that you don't have any of the siege heroes like the 4 million point hero, or that you don't have any siege guns or anything like that. So this is what I did basically when I was low and I didn't have all this stuff that I have now. Basically what you do is you want to put in as many heroes as you can that attack multiple enemies. Because that means if they have a chance to proc that attacks, all enemies, then if that procs, you're guaranteed to get at least one hit on the boss, which will award you the 60% of the points that gets divided up among all of the players that hit the boss. So the idea is just to, before you're at the point where you can actually do damage to the boss, like real damage, just put in as many characters as you can that just hit a bunch of enemies. So we're going to go through and find some. This guy hits 6 enemies, so we're going to throw him in there. He hits 5 enemies. I know the dragon hits all enemies. Who else hits a bunch of enemies? We'll go through one at a time. And a lot of these heroes, I'll make sure that they're heroes that you can actually get. You don't have to get from an event. Like this guy is good, but he's an event hero, so I won't show him. These others you might have to get from the altar by getting rid of some of your basic heroes. So let's try and find some other. He does 4. All enemies. So we're going to put him in there. All enemies. All enemies. What I would suggest also is I'm going to rearrange the deck that does 6 enemies after I get all these added in. All enemies. That's a buff. That doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you guys don't have any of all these other heroes. Okay, so these heroes you should have. Other than that, let's just throw in another couple of random stuff here. Okay, he does 4. Hold on. Okay, whatever, that's fine. And he does like 3. So we'll run with this. Now what I would suggest is any of your heroes that do damage to all enemies, put them in your substitute line. Because odds are what's going to happen is when the boss procs their opening abilities, it's just going to wipe all your characters out. So we're going to do Ina, we're going to do the dragon, him, and I think that guy, right? Yeah, that guy. So those are going to be in the back. So we're going to put these guys that we had in the front. Where's the last guy? There we go. Now we're going to put the dragon. We're going to put them, and we're going to hit. Okay, so with these guys in the back, when the boss does his opening move to like debuff everybody and do a bunch of damage and everything, they'll be in the back line safe. Now it is still hard to get hits on the boss. It's not easy. You will need a lot of horns to keep up because you'll probably have to attack multiple times to get a hit. But let's say this here. Well, he's dead. Let's track another one. Not that. So here's the boss. Now I've got my deck. All I'm going to do, just set it to restore automatically and do a normal attack. You don't need to be doing power attacks with this deck. And so you didn't hit him, so just hit him again. And it's really all based on luck, basically, until you start getting heroes that can actually kill stuff. So you just have to keep hitting it until boom, I did 25 damage. Whoop-de-doo, 25 damage, but it's enough so that when the boss dies, you will get the 60% points that is distributed between all of the people that hit it. That puts you in that group. So that's pretty much it. If you need help farming horns, because you will need horns to do this, you'll have to attack multiple times to actually get a hit off, more than likely. There's the other video that's in my channel about farming horns. It tells you, basically the setup. Only thing that I would change about that video that I know now that I didn't know then is your Dendi and your Lord Drador. I would put those in your substitute group. I would put Dendi in the first spot of the substitute group and Lord Drador in the second spot of your substitute group. I found that works more consistently when you're farming low-level bosses to get the MVP hit. But you basically just farm horns in your downtime, create a separate deck for that, and then make a deck like this for just spamming the boss trying to get a hit on it. And then you should get a hit, and then when it dies, you should get awarded those points.